Welcome back and hello to the newcomers, Crypto Angel on Upland, the virtual real estate game where you can actually make real PayPal cash for selling, buying, trading and swapping virtual properties. In today's video we're going to be giving you the 5 tips for the new Uplanders and any new players to the game. First tip of the day is how to search for FSA properties. So what are FSA properties? FSA properties are actually properties that are sold from the game. So they're the cheaper option and a great way to start. Knowing that all the pro players are always looking out for these newcomers to get the good deals from starting price of the game, because pro players cannot buy FSA products. FSA properties are very easy to find. You have to make sure on the options bar that show FSA markers is turned on. Otherwise you will not be able to see the FSA properties. Turned R1 on, will come into the game. I'm actually in Bakersfield right now. A good starting point at the moment would be Detroit, I would suppose. And as you can see on this house next door to my house, it's actually written FSA. So that is FSA property. It's not actually up for sale by the looks of it. But the way we would know is by sending our cursor to this address, and they will actually become green. When they become green with FSA written in them, they are actually available. You'll be able to go to that address, see the purchase price, and then go and purchase your first property. As you can see, my cursor has now been sent to my address like this, and as I travel around, anything that will turn green around me will be up for sale. If you see FSA written in the middle of that house, that is a house being sold from the game. So obviously the cheaper way of actually buying. If it is just green like this is actually a player that is actually selling the property, so it's not actually from the game. You would not actually be buying this property first hand, in other words. We have 14,000 UPX in our account. So let's go over to Los Angeles and see if we can go and buy a property. We are going to go ahead and buy a non-FSA product, which means our Block Explorer does not need to travel to that city. We can actually buy properties in Los Angeles from distance, but only from other players. Let's test the theory out. We've moved our map over to Los Angeles right now. Do realize if I did want to buy an FSA property here, I would have to come either to the train station or by aeroplane by traveling. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. Okay, we've scanned in on Los Angeles, we hit on the property button and we'll scroll down. These available on web, that is when you're playing online, you actually have access to houses in dollars. We play in UPX. I believe it brings more activity to the game. That's just my opinion, guys. That's not financial advice, by the way. Back to the house. Let's scroll down, down, down until we find the first properties that are sold in UPX, and we'll see the starting prices and we can see how many square meters that are attached to that property. See on the right here, as you scroll down, you have 42, 44, and we'll wait till we get to a property that is actually sold for UPX, because we actually have UPX in our account. We could do this for dollars if you wanted to. Perfect, this one will do. Wooddale Avenue, we'll click on that. 7,900 UPX. Come on to more on the right hand corner here, and we can see that it brings in 88 UPX per month. 61 square meters. Click on buy. I am not a robot. Click on the little tick button, and we have just minted our property on the blockchain. We are official owners of Wooddale Avenue in Los Angeles. As easy as that. If you do want to buy cheap FSA properties in a city, you will have to travel with your Block Explorer to that city, guys. There are also ways of bumping up your monthly rent. So, for example, this property brings in 88.54 UPX every month. If I wanted to boost that, I could actually send this property into a collection. We'll talk about that too. Just before we get into all of that, what we're going to do is wait for this property to go on the blockchain, and we are going to put it back up for sale. So we've just bought it for 7,900 UPX, and we are going to put it straight back up for sale with a profit, hoping to buy more properties. Very simple. Easy as that, guys. The rent money is at the top right hand corner right up here. We have 106 to collect. So collect that, because if we do sell one of the properties, the money that is in rent money will go to the person that bought the house off of you. So I like to collect my rent money. I heard a lot of people out there saying, leave it in there, you might need it one day, but I don't advise people to do that. Let's click on the assets button right up here. Let's scroll down. Wooddale. Would you believe it, guys? Look at this. We just got some more rent money, $31.60 from Wooddale Avenue, because the guy that we bought it off didn't collect his rent. This is exactly what I was on about, guys. As promised, let's go and put this same property that we just bought back up for sale. So we'll just go back to profile, assets, scroll down to the property, and on the left hand side you'll see the sell button. My property is now blue because it's gone through to the blockchain, ready to sell. So click on the left button, sell, and we will have the choice of UPX or US dollars. We will choose UPX. We can set our price. Do remember there will be a 5% fee for all prices, but you're about to see the difference. We'll put 19,000 for example. We'll see what we'll get. 19,000. 19000, and we'll get 18,050 back. Put this onto the blockchain, tick yes, and we are ready to go. We have actually put our first property up for sale. Since the beginning of the video, we've been talking about sending block explorers to other cities. How would you actually do that? Very simply, my block explorers is found in the middle of downtown in Bakersfield right now, and you can see there's a train station right next to me. I could take that train to Frenzo or anywhere around me. If I had to go further, what we'd do is take a train and maybe have to transfer at Frenzo. So you'd have to come to the Frenzo and then maybe take the aeroplane from there, depending on where you're going. If you're going to San Francisco, for example. San Francisco is a little bit further over the left here. And there are many villages in Upland. You can actually come out and come right on the other side of the card, you know. This game will have no limits, and I can't wait till it comes to Europe, and hopefully I'll see one day someone buy the Eiffel Tower. That is my dream come true. So there are many ways of travelling in Upland. You can either do by foot in your own city, by aeroplane, and by train. And believe it or not, guys, there are cars coming to Upland very soon. Some players have even opened up their own shops in the game. Alright, all well and done. We've covered near enough everything apart from one thing, guys. We have told you how to buy, sell, move your cursor around, hunt out the cheap properties, but I haven't showed you how to boost the rent. Boosting the rent is very important. What you can actually do is put your properties into collections. For example, any 3 in one street. This is an example. There is one street here and there's actually 3 properties in this street. That could be part of a collection. You can have more than one collection in different towns at different times and different sorts of collections. You have to go into the collections buttons right here on the main menu and you'll see any one property in Upland, 3 properties in Bakersfield, 3 properties in the same street, and there are many different collections you can collect. You can see there's a little world button in the bottom left hand corner here, which you can also use to change cities. I always try and use my bigger properties for my collections, so that way the rent money is higher basically. More rent money, more profit, more UPX. So it's all very simple. On the menu button right in the middle, collections, wait for the collections to pop up. You'll see you'll have all your different collections here. Click on the world button, you can actually change your different collections, different cities, and they're actually in order, which is very handy. The last city being Detroit, for example. Putting properties into collections really does help. Let's take a look at the boosts. 1.34x, 1.25x. That's any 3 properties in Bakersfield. So you pick your 3 biggest properties, you put them into the booster, and you'll earn more UPX every hour. So what more do you want, guys? 5 tips that will really help you go forwards in Upland. If you do like the content, don't forget to put a little thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I've left you all Upland details and bonuses in the descriptions box. See you in the next video. Crypto Angel, over and out.